Today you're going to hear a story about a beautiful young lady named Esther who had great courage.
Every March, all around the world, Jews celebrate Purim, a holiday to remind them of the time when the Jews living in Persia were saved from being killed. They fasted, had a feast, and retell the story of how they were saved.
Long ago, Jerusalem was invaded. The city was destroyed, and many Jews were held in captivity by the Persians as slaves. Some were allowed to go back, but most had to stay in Persia.
One of these Jews still in Persia was a young girl named Esther. She was an orphan and was raised by her cousin Mordecai, who loved her like his own daughter.
I know I'm not your real father, Esther, but I promise I will love you like you're my own daughter. I will take care of you always.
I love you, cousin Mordecai. If it weren't for you, I would have nowhere to go. You are my hero.
The king of Persia was named King Xerxes. The king held a great feast, and whenever he asked his wife to come, she refused. This made the king very angry, and he sent her away to find a new, more obedient queen.
The king desires a new queen. All beautiful young women are to be brought to the palace. The maiden who pleases the king will become the new queen. Finally, all the girls are gathered and dressed for the king. The maidens are presented to the king. After looking over all the maidens, the king makes his choice.
No. This is an easy choice. I choose this one. You're so beautiful. What is your name?
My name is Esther. I am honored to be your queen.
Man, 6 months for nothing. I think she cheated. She must have had plastic surgery.
It's not fair. Esther is a dumb name.
Why did she have to win? I'm prettier than she is.
Later that evening, Esther meets with her cousin Mordecai.
Mordecai, look! The king has chosen me to be his queen.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, Esther, you have been chosen. But don't forget, you are a Jew. Many people in this country hate the Jews. You must keep it a secret.
I'm not telling anyone, not even the king.
Okay, good.
Esther becomes queen. She is a kind, good person. Later, her cousin comes to warn her of something.
Esther, I overheard 2 of the king's guards talking. They are plotting to kill the king. You must get word to the king.
Do not worry, I'll tell the king.
Esther tells the king of this plan, and this saves the king's life. The king is grateful to Esther and to Mordecai. The king promotes a man named Haman to be above all of his princes in his court.
My name is Haman. I am a great person in the palace, and therefore all the servants must bow down to me.
I will not bow down to you. I know how cruel you are to the Jews and you hate my people.
You must bow down to me.
I will not bow down to you.
Haman is so mad that Mordecai won't bow down to him. He thinks of a plan to punish all of the Jews and goes to the king.
My king, I have found that some of the people in your kingdom do not keep all your laws. If it pleases you, I will write a decree that they will all be destroyed, both young and old, little children and women, in one day. If you will let me do this, I will pay a large amount of silver into your treasuries.
Very good. Everyone should obey the laws, so do what you think is best.
Haman writes a decree that on a certain day, all the Jews shall be put to death.
Esther, only you can help us. Haman is going to kill all of our people. You must go tell the king.
I want to help, I really do. But I do not dare present myself in front of the king. I'm only allowed to see the king if he calls on me. He hasn't called on me for over 30 days. If I go to see him without him asking for me, the king could have me killed.
But you must. Maybe this is why you are the queen at this time, to save our people.
Okay, I will. If I perish, I perish. Please have everyone fast for me for 3 days. I need the Heavenly Father's help. If everyone prays for me and with the Lord's help, I can do this.
Everyone will fast and pray for you.
After 3 days of fasting and prayer, Esther puts on her finest clothes and enters the king's court. If he is pleased to see her, he would raise his golden scepter and she would not be killed. She stands in front of King Xerxes and waits. She hardly dares to breathe when the king looks up. He sees her and holds out his scepter to him, and to her, allowing her to come to him.
Esther, it is great to see you. I offer you whatever you want, even if it is half the kingdom.
Let the king and Haman come to a banquet that I have prepared. Then I will tell you what I desire.
Haman is thrilled to be invited to eat with Esther and the king.
Servants! I have been invited to eat with the queen and king. Mordecai still refuses to bow down to me. I will not have it. He must show me respect. I order you to build a gallows to hang Mordecai from.
The servants get busy building the gallows. The king goes to sleep for the night. He cannot sleep. He remembers that Mordecai saved his life.
Royal messenger, I recall a man named Mordecai. Was anything ever done for him?
No, nothing such.
At that moment, Haman enters the court, hoping to speak to the king about the newly built gallows.
Haman, what should be done for a man that makes the king happy?
Haman smiles because he thinks the king is talking about him.
Well, I think this man should be dressed in royal clothing and the crown be put upon his head. The king's horse should carry him throughout the city, with someone leading it and shouting out how much the king wants to honor him.
Haman, that is an excellent idea. Now go fetch the Jew Mordecai and do all this for him.
What? Haman was shocked. There was nothing to do but to obey. Instead of hanging Mordecai, Haman had to lead him around on the king's horses, dressed in royal clothing, and shout out wonderful things about him. After escorting Mordecai, Haman was very upset. Haman went to get dressed for the banquet. They all sit down at the banquet.
Esther, this food is wonderful, but you still haven't told me what you request.
If it pleases the king, please spare my life and that of my people. For I am a Jew and we are about to be slain.
I don't understand. Who wants to kill you or the Jews?
The person is Haman. The decree he had you sign will allow all the Jews to be killed, and myself. O king, I know a king's decree cannot be changed, but can you please allow all the Jews to defend themselves on that terrible day they are to be slaughtered?
Haman,
What?
you tricked your king. Servants, take him away.
Ah!
Mordecai, I hereby allow the Jews to defend themselves from whoever tries to harm them.
Thank you. You did it, Esther. You did it.
The king was very angry at Haman, and Haman ended up suffering death on the very gallows that he built for Mordecai. Because of the fasting and the prayers of the Jews and Esther's great courage, the king changed the order and all the Jews were saved.